They put me in the video as like I'm the tallest person in my family, but like they cut off the top of my face. It got a good laugh the first week. The second week it got a little bit of a laugh, and then they cut it. Well, it's like if I'm funnier than the pastor, like I mean, I was like, well, I get it.
In elementary school, I always made friends with the tallest person in my class instinctively. And I was always the shortest person in my class.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I always end up with Mike and Sully kind of situation.
Hey, ask 6 of your friends to buy you a bottle of whiskey and then tell them to buy everybody else a bottle of whiskey, and you only have to buy me 1 bottle of whiskey, right? So like you get 6, and I'm like, that's a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
That screws someone.
Yeah. They did blind testing. They just told them the price of each one. So they had a cheap, a middle, and then an expensive wine, and had everybody taste it. And everybody agreed that the more expensive wine tasted better. And they were all literally the same wine.
A lot of people would gravitate towards me. Those 2 gravitate towards you. And like to be able to see that, pat myself on the back here, but like see that helped you, and then to be able to see you helping them is like freaking cool.
That's a community aspect of the co-working space that you just don't get anywhere else. And you could spend all this money on your own office, but until you hire an employee, which is a whole nother expense on top of, like, you're not going to get that community aspect. Welcome back to the slightly overcaffeinated, mildly underqualified chronicles of West Texas commerce and other grand delusions of self-employment. My name is Landon. I'm your host today. Today I have with me Seth Chomout, who we've been friends for a very long time. Since one ASU party that you don't remember me meeting.
Yeah, you've been friends with me longer than I've been friends with.
Yeah, no, I saw it was friends at their site is what that was.
That guy is going to do good things.
Yeah, that guy is tall and can help me.
Yeah, there you go.
We won't go off on a tangent of this, but in elementary school, I always made friends with the tallest person in my class instinctively. And I was always the shortest person in my class.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I always end up with Mike and Sully kind of situation.
I was in a trailer for a church sermon series.
Oh, yeah.
And they wanted me to be in it, but they couldn't figure out what I should say. And finally, they were like asking me questions just to get me to open up a little bit. Yeah. They go, "Are you the tallest person in your family?" I was like, "Yeah, I am." And they're like, "Say that." And so they put me in the video as like I'm the tallest person in my family. But they cut off the top of my face. It got a good laugh the first week. The second week, it got a little bit of a laugh, and then they cut it. Like they just took that part out of the thing
anymore.
Well, it's like if I'm funnier than the pastor, like, I mean, I was like, well, I get it.
That's your claim to fame, is you got to get cut out of a Mars Hill intro because you're funnier than Mark.
Yeah.
Well, you have a bunch of businesses in San Angelo, Texas specifically, and you have a web design business, so that's international.
Anywhere.
But you have focused a lot on San Angelo Studios, which is really cool. This is where I work. I've been working here for 2 years. I've gotten business just like sitting at my desk, which is like, I advocate to people like, come work here, dude. Like, I would be an introvert and would sit, I don't know, in a closet and like see my wife and my toddlers, and that's it. If it wasn't for that. So
yeah, I like that. I just wanted to provide workspace for people that need it. And like I was going to Starbucks or ASU or Whataburger, which doesn't have free Wi-Fi.
BYO Wi-Fi.
Like, yeah, and just like my most difficult decision every day was, where am I going to go to work today? Because I wasn't going to work at home with a toddler that didn't understand I'm on the phone.
Yeah.
And so I'd pull out of my driveway and go, where am I going? And so I ended up going to ASU Starbucks a lot, and I loved that. But what would happen a lot of times was the person across from you is a student, and you don't know if they have 5 minutes or 5 hours to sit there. And if you start up a conversation with them, it might go for a long time. And in those situations, like, students aren't really my target market for marketing.
And like it's nice to have a chat, but at the same time it's like, is it productive?
And so we finally just said, I just open a place and invite other people. And I mean, went from 1,200 square feet to 12,000 square feet, and now we're at like 22,000 square feet or something. So it's like a lot, and just a lot going on. And so being able to provide a low barrier of entry to like get work done, even if you're on the first floor. Her name's Haley, and she just showed up yesterday. And I saw her downstairs, and sometimes we have people that just come in, like they're guests of someone else, and they'll just sit there and like work on something, and I just don't pay a whole lot of attention.
Yeah.
And so people that are here to co-work, like they kind of expect that they have to pay, and so they'll see the QR code and scan it and pay. Well, yesterday I like saw her, and I was like, well, I don't know if I have time to like run down there, and I was in the middle of something, and so I just forgot and never went back down and even talked to her. Well, this morning I got a notification that said that someone named Haley like paid $30 to be here. I was like, oh, cool. I bet that's that lady downstairs.
Yeah.
So I went downstairs. I was like, hey, are you Haley? And we talked for a little bit, and she's just in town because of her family. And so we have some out of town options for like day passes. And then if you need it on the weekend, we have some options for that. When I was telling her about it, it hit me like, how nice would it have been if when she scanned the QR code and paid, she got a video that said, hey, I'm Seth, and let me show you around real quick.
Yeah.
That way you know where things are. So I want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to just like, you know, a welcome to San Angelo Studios quick tour thing. Because if I do a tour and it only takes 5 minutes, it feels not hospitable, and I want people to feel like I have time for them.
Yeah.
Well, if I can give them a 1 minute video tour, that feels better than a 5 minute quick, let me run you around this building real fast tour.
Yeah.
Just come in, sit down, open up your laptop, scan a QR code, pay, know where everything is, get the Wi-Fi password, and get back to work.
Even then,
okay.
VSL.
Video sales letter.
A
Okay.
VSL. People do that when you click on an ad and it has a video at the top. That's what the VSL is. So it'd be similar to that. I feel like it'd be cool to have that, and then about the coffee machine, and then about the podcasting studio, and like have those below, like a little bit further down. Like, hey, if you want to know more at the end of your video, hey, if you want to know more about this, you know, anything in here that I kind of touched on, just look down below, scroll down a little bit, and you'll see videos about those specific things.
Like the UI for that, I want it to be the cards, iPhone cards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
where you like swipe and it's like the next card, and you can see all the files
Yeah.
all the way down, and you just swipe up to the next one. But we've talked about doing QR codes around the office that like do show you how to use those things. So having that
There you
one
go.
place for all of that would be really great.
But also, like, those videos could just, the QR code could just be like a YouTube link, you know?
Yeah. Well, but if we have that page laid out already, it's like, I think if you scan one of them and you're like, oh, let me touch that. When you watch the video that you want, then, oh, I didn't know this was an option.
Exactly. Well, in the
So-
podcast studio, a lot of times it's closed. You know, like
Yeah.
the door's closed. So
Yeah.
giving somebody a peek inside there. Which I saw a video of the podcast studio, like, first couple months that it was open, and it is so clean looking.
I know.
There just wasn't like shelves everywhere
Yeah.
because we didn't have all this gear and
Yeah.
stuff to like stash away.
Think about how nice that's going to be
I know.
when we upgrade.
You're very confident that that's going to happen. I'm still like a little like, it probably will. But we're going to expand the podcast studio into another space. It's like 4 times as big.
It's got to be.
You know
It's
the square
huge.
footage.
I don't know.
And then turning the podcast studio right now into like a vocal booth, like a small
vocal booth / closet.
Yeah, it's just closet.
Yeah. Well, and I think the only hesitation that I have had is like building a wall. Like that's the only thing that needs any further approval. And we may be able to, I mean, it's harder to soundproof things. If you can't build a solid wall, if you have a gap around the edges, it's going to suck. So, but I don't think that's going to be a problem.
I don't think so either. I mean, you could just throw a curtain up or something, like worst case scenario, but a full solid wall with a window and a door, like that would be very nice.
Yeah.
So we talked about that, and I think it's probable that it'll happen in the future, which will be nice because the podcast studio could be a little, not this, but a little bit closer to this. This is my favorite setup by far. Like this is fun, especially this time of year when it's cool outside.
It's funny because
there's no AC.
They've used this space for like photo sessions, right?
Yeah.
And it's always funny because I'm like, oh yeah, there's that crappy old space up there. But like when you get down to like industrial, like stuff like this, But it's just funny when I'll show people this space. Like we did a tour for downtown San Angelo, and we like walked him all around. It was weird because the fire marshal was there. That was a whole thing.
Yeah,
like, come find all the problems with my building, fire marshal. But like while we were walking around, we had a couple people go, I've seen this before. And I'm like, yeah, because you've seen pictures of and like interviews that have happened in here. I think one of Jeff Chandler, he's a lawyer in town. They did a commercial in here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then they like blacked everything out though.
Yeah.
Like they didn't use natural light.
Well, that's Charlie, right? That's Charlie Landers. He's pro.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it was good.
He needs to be doing movies, if anything. Charlie, call me. I want to do a movie.
You know, that's somebody that we should rope into that podcasting studio.
You think so?
He might be interested.
He's so pro that I think he deserves and probably requires like way more specs.
Yeah.
To accomplish what he wants to. Like a big space, this is one thing, but like even when you were talking to him about working here, he was like, the elevator doesn't work. Like, yeah, there's no way. And as somebody who's lugged this gear up and down a few times, like 100%.
It would be nice if we had $250,000 to fix the elevator.
You know.
But we've talked with Charlie about doing like a bigger West Texas production kind of hub and invite a lot of these, like the people between you, like Quattro, who's just starting.
Yeah.
All the way to Charlie, who's like super pro.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how do we take all those people and not necessarily put them all on the same team, but provide a space for them to utilize that each one doesn't have to have their own?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you can see, like, Quattro and Joseph, like, how much, like, what you get to see is what I saw you do. Like, this excitement of this new project and this thing and this thing. And they just keep showing up and telling you about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've always got to see that because people just show up here and do that. But like, to get to not only, like, a lot of people would gravitate towards me. Those two gravitate towards you. And like, to be able to see that and like, see, like, I mean, pat myself on the back here, but like, see that like helped you. And then to be able to see you helping them is like freaking cool. Like,
yeah, it's really fun. And I try to be as friendly as I can with everybody. I mean, right now it's just kind of a hustle.
busy.
I've taken on my editing again and doing that all myself. And so it's been, I joked earlier, I did the math. I did 42 hours of work in the past 3 business days.
Dang.
So like, I did 17 on Friday. So I'm like and I got home at 11 last night. It's just one of those seasons again, and that's fine. But so like, I am in kind of a grind, and so I have to have my headphones on and kind of like focus, which is great that like if you're in the co-working space, people respect that you have giant headphones, and so they sit over and typically will let me do my work. But when I'm not doing that, it's really fun to be able to have Joseph or Quattro or you or somebody random come over and like, let's just chat for a little while. And get to know people. That's a community aspect of the co-working space that you just don't get anywhere else. And you could spend all this money on your own office, but until you hire an employee, which is a whole nother expense on top of, like, you're not going to get that community aspect.
No.
And I was talking to Jordan Sanchez about this. His episode came out today. But like, there's another, like, Quattro has a media company. Like, and I could throw a pin at him from where I'm sitting, and you just can't have the mindset that it's all zero-sum game whenever you're doing this stuff. You have to be excited for other people. And it helps when they're not your exact niche. Yeah. You know, Quattro's kind of doing more like ranch and like big drone stuff and land stuff than I am. But like, you gotta, I mean, be competitive on the field, but off the field, whenever you're, you know, you be able to grab lunch or grab dinner or drinks or something and like say, hey, good job on that. Like, we were both competing for the same proposal, but like, like, I hope you do a great job. You know, you have to have that kind of mindset, especially in a smaller town like this. There's so many one-man band media companies.
Yeah, I think 4 people put in a proposal for the same thing that me and you did. Even before we even like found out who got it, me and Greg were like talking about it and like, no big deal. And then last night I had some question about oh, Christmas lights on this building, and Andy Marquez, she's like a downtown San Angelo board member. So I was like, I bet Andy knows. So I just called her, and
Yeah.
like first thing she picks up, and Montgomery had my phone and just hangs up on her. And I was like, oh, that's perfect, but I need to call that back. We just all kind of get along. I mean, I brought a lot of those people in before the podcasting studio, right? Like
Yeah.
before you were here, and kind of just sat down and said like,
I think I was in that meeting.
Yeah, you were there. I was
Sean
like,
was there.
what is best here?
Yeah.
And like we worked it out, and we talked about it, and we had ideas, and then at some point it was like, hey Landon, now do what you want to do, because like if you're gonna run it, you're gonna run it.
Yeah.
And no big deal. Oh, it was by the stream, but I don't think I'm supposed to like know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not supposed to. I don't, whatever. But we all like get along. Matt Butcher's the first person I ever hired.
Yeah.
And then I was the first person to ever go on their podcast when you were there, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, and Greg had his studio here for a long time until he got too big and he needed his own. And so now he's over on Johnston Street. And
he has Cade, who's a full-time hire. He's killing it.
I think it's good. Andy has a whole huge team of people, and
Media advantage
they've
is
done
huge.
a good job, and they're able to do things differently than we are.
Yeah.
But
And they have experience in different things. And we'll joke about different things and be like, somebody's doing print media? That's crazy. Or like, because we're so
Yeah.
into web and social media and stuff, and we'll joke about it and stuff, but genuinely, like, there's enough room for all of us, especially with the internet. Like, the internet has enabled us to, with the thing I'm trying to work on, which is the studio on a stick thing that I just built for somebody else. That's a package I can put together for anybody anywhere in the country.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to market that so I can ship all that stuff to them and put it together, and then just be able to do basically like a remote production.
yeah.
That enable a bunch of people to make great content really affordably.
An add-on for that,
Yeah.
to throw it out there, would be like a way to put it in a kitchen. And what I mean is like,
For like a cooking content kind of thing.
yeah, just like, even if it's just extra arms or something, but like, and also like a spot to put food, and take nice pictures of it. Cause I put that together for Ish a little bit. Like, here's a little booth.
Yeah.
And just put it in the corner of your kitchen. It'll be set up. It's ready to have little, like, it has a light on it. It has all the stuff. And I'm not saying like that needs to be part of the core thing that is, but like have it as an add-on.
But a way to adapt that.
Like, so that it's pretty easy, because every chef wants to talk and cook food. Lots of chefs want to talk. and
It's just like, can I just make the stuff?
I sat him down in the podcasting studio, and he was like, I don't want to do this. I'm like, okay.
I think those VSLs would be good for showcasing all the different things for San Angelo Studios. But we've talked a little bit about people just starting their businesses, especially here in San Angelo Studios. So you have for Seth Life basically a business starter pack, don't you?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that, because I think a lot of people find that helpful.
So like a lot of times, I think the key piece of this is like, when you start down this path of like, oh, I should buy this, and this, and then you sign up for this service. Then you buy this, and you sign up for this service, and then you suddenly are like signed up for all these services, and you don't actually know what any of them do.
Yeah.
And like you bought a domain name through Wix or like something like that, or you registered your Facebook page as a person and not as a page, or you simply didn't put the +1 for your US phone number. Like, there's just these little tweak things that if you do them right the first time, it's not a tangled mess to undo.
Yeah.
So what I typically will do is like help you buy a domain name. Oh, another thing is email. And like people get @gmail.com emails, and then they put them on the side of a truck.
Use my...
I know that you use it. This is the deal.
I set up Google Workspace, but I have 2 terabytes of files in Google Drive on my old one.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do I migrate? Somebody tell me how to migrate those files, please.
I'm not saying don't use Gmail.
Yeah.
I'm saying don't use @gmail.com.
On your
on your truck
Yeah,
or your business
your
card,
business card.
or whatever. So
Which I did not put it on my business
we
card.
buy a domain name.
You would have slapped me.
You take the domain name and you point it at a Facebook page. You buy a domain name, you point the email to a Gmail account, and we mask it so that it looks like...
So you're using Gmail,
You're
but it's
using
the
the
proper
Gmail account. But like
Cosmic Arc Media.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I don't know that you know this, but like the first day we bought that, I set that up.
Yeah.
Where it forwards. I don't send emails to cosmicarcmedia@gmail.com. I send them to Landon at cosmicarcmedia.com, and it goes to that until you did the G Suite thing.
I mean, I even have more. I have like 4 terabytes there.
Yeah.
Like I would have plenty of room. It's just
Yeah.
until ChatGPT can migrate those files for me.
For you.
There has to be a tool.
Oh,
There
is.
has to be.
So really all you have to do is put it all in one folder and then share it to your other one, and then just say, save a copy as.
Yeah, but then every file name has copy of on it.
No.
No? Okay.
So I think
There's
it's
the
that
hack.
simple. But so that package is like, let's get you set up with your domain name. Let's get you set up with your Facebook page, your Google My Business, your Gmail, and like, let me consult with you and tell you like, here's the next step of things that you should do.
Yeah.
Because you just started a business. You don't even know if it works yet. Why are you spending $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 on website and media and all of that stuff on day one when we can like get you to a place? And then I tell you like, in 6 months, you should reevaluate this, because having a website just go to a Facebook page is not having a website.
Yeah.
Like
That's just a
it
redirect.
helps you and it gets you going, but then you're in a better spot financially. You can budget for it and you can move forward. And so that's like that. And then just like the consulting part, it's like $500, right?
Wait, it's $500 for like all of that initial like,
Yeah.
Here, let me just get you set up.
Yeah.
But they'll still need to get their LLC and all of that.
Yeah. I mean, that's a different thing, and I can
It's like
help
the
with
legal
that.
side.
But like, I
That's
just
where the
use
consultants come in.
Inkfile. Inkfile has a $300 package that does everything that you need. There's a free one, but it doesn't do any of the stuff that you need. It's just like, oh, cool, I have this LLC filed. But like, if you pay the little bit extra, it will do a lot more, and it'll give you a federal EIN number and all that stuff. I let Inkfile handle the legal pieces because then I am separated. Then I pitch them like, hey, where are you going to put your address, right? It's like, oh, my house. No, don't do that. Like, are you going to move? Well, maybe. Well, then you're going to have to change all this paperwork. Do you really want people showing up at your house if they have a problem? No. Do you want your house listed as a legal like place of business? No. Well, San Angelo Studios has a $50 a month virtual membership package that will cover all of that. And so you can do that. And then if you just come check your mail, or we'll scan your mail to you. And so what it allows is kind of like low barrier of entry to have a good conversation, but also not feel like it's just like, I mean, I could just do all that for free, right? I'm happy to talk to you for an hour and tell you what you can do, but there's something about charging for it that legitimizes it in the person who pays for it.
I mean, they did a study on 3 different wines, and they did blind testing. They just told them the price of each one. So they had a cheap, a middle, and then an expensive wine, and had everybody taste it. And everybody agreed that the more expensive wine tasted better. And they were all literally the same wine. Like, our perceived value is tied directly to the price of the thing we pay for. It's like when you raise your prices, your value of what you do goes up. But like, they perceive it as like, oh, I'm getting more value. Like, that was hard on price to like figure out how to price things when you're first starting out. My way is I just reverse engineered what I want to get paid an hour and how many hours it took me to make something. I'm just going to break the fourth wall here.
Please.
I forgot to charge these wireless Go mics because I don't use them, you know, for this specific setup. They're always just plugged in downstairs. Seth's microphone died, and so he's like, do you just have a USB-C cable? And we plugged his phone straight into it, which is hilarious. I mean, I have backup going up here on the shotgun mic, but I just think that's so funny.
And
if we weren't good friends and we hadn't gone through production issues when we first started the podcast studio, and I was trying to figure out how to make this setup more bulletproof, Which, I mean, I'm using the same cameras we've been using for 2 solid years. Like,
That's crazy.
these Sony ZV-1s are killing it. And then we added a ZV-1F, which I don't know if I would have done again.
I noticed that you don't have fans on them, and that's because you're going straight into the soundboard.
No, the fans are clipped onto the back of them. Remember, I upgraded the fans.
Oh.
No,
they're new fans? Oh, good.
You've been in the podcast studio, so
it's been
don't
like
2 months.
Pay attention.
No, they literally clip onto the back.
It's such a mess in there, I can't tell.
Well, the day the fans... For me, with the podcasting studio, when something fails the same way twice within like a couple weeks, it's very easy for me to say, okay, cool. Like, never mind. I need to upgrade this like $30 fan so that never happens again. But anyway, production stuff. We had a ton of production errors with Bricks and Business, which we did a ton of episodes of Bricks and Business. I want to revive all of them.
Are they aired? Are they posted somewhere?
I have like 4 on my personal Cosmic Arc Media one, but like I think we've made like 20 of those.
Nice.
But I've gotten better at the turnaround on production, so I kind of want to do that one again. Yeah. That was really fun. The dream scenario is to do like 3 podcasts a week, and then just like the system edits and posts it for me. Yeah. That'd be really fun. I'm working on that system.
Yeah, I need to get make.com, or I need to look at things that my systems are. My friend Jonathan, he used to run IntelliVega, him and his partner. Mm-hmm. And so he's not at IntelliVega anymore. He went to one of the technology tower companies. I don't remember which one, I think. But I've been running into him because his daughter and my daughter are best friends. Mm. And we went to her birthday party on Saturday. And it was funny because I was like, Laura, you go. I don't want to go. And then Laura started to go, and she started feeling sick, like as she was in our neighborhood driving. And she came back, she's like, I can't. And I'm like, okay, I'll go. So I show up, and then it's like 2 of my friends, like one guy that was a member here, it's an attorney, and then Jonathan. And me and him have, like, we go back and forth, and he's like a systems guy. And so like he threw out 2 things to me. One is Scribe, because I was telling him I wanted someone to watch over my shoulder for a whole like week and just like see all the things I do, and then like tell me what things I don't need to be doing, or like that. Like the honest is like having someone watch over my shoulder and then say, I can do all these things for you. Yeah. Right. And he goes, why don't you just like use Scribe and you do that? And I'm like, what is that? And so it's like, it's just AI walkthrough, screen record kind of thing. So I'm going to screen record myself for a good chunk of time and just let it tell me what I was doing, and then figure that, like, and then take that and go to the next step and figure out where to go from there. Right. Yeah. And this is where I think like, if what I could do is take that and then take like the list that it gives me and then give it to chat, and then give chat make, and just say, hey, what things can we use like this for? Make has a built-in AI assistant. Okay. So it's like you're going to say, hey, I need a scenario, because they're called like scenarios. Yeah. Like the individual things. That does this? Yeah. So okay. Make me a scenario that converts a video to audio, transcribes it, and then writes a caption for me. Yeah. Well, it'll at least like kind of give you the framework, and then you have to sign up for like Convert.io, or like you got to sign up for those. Get your systems OpenAI API. Like you're gonna have to do like some manual stuff in there, but once it's set, like I think I finally spent another $5 with OpenAI on credits after it doing, I swear, 1,000 captions for me, transcribing like 30 to 90-second videos. Well, and what I don't know, what I haven't allowed the mental capacity to happen is like, what are those things that I could do that on? Like, I can sit here and think like, okay, somebody signs up San Angelo Studios, all these steps happen, and then they get a welcome email. Yeah. I could have all of those things probably automated, almost all of them. And it's like, well, why don't I do that? And it's just like, I got 1,000 other things going on. Jonathan suggested Scribe. And then he also suggested, so Scribe becomes like the make, like that's that process. And then he also suggested, because I was telling him about Joseph, and like just some advice I had given Joseph. And he goes, man, you guys should, and I think I mentioned this to you the other day, but like you guys should have a time that's just like set where you get together and just talk about like little pain points in your business, right? And that way, you know, if Joseph, he has a pain point and we all just like can help, right? And then
I had that idea about doing like but mine was more of a really intense like sprint,
right,
like an 18-hour day where you're like, I'm going to fix my whole business today, and us helping each other through that.
And I think there's room for that too. But I think for this is just like the water cooler talk. Because like, how many times do I tell Joseph a story, and then what I figured out, and then I tell Alex, and then I tell you?
Yeah.
Okay, like now I've just wasted 3 times the amount of time that it took to tell a story.
Yeah.
Right. And like, there's different contexts for different things. But like, if we are just intentional and just say, hey, on Monday mornings at 10 a.m. over here, we have this little thing. And if anybody wants to come sit down and have a cup of coffee and just like talk about something. Mm-hmm. And Jonathan was like, I think that's a selling point for San Angelo Studios in and of itself, because
100%.
This is not the time to pitch to someone like, hey, buy my stuff. This is a time to like, as a family, as a group, just to brainstorm and talk and think out loud and get some quick feedback. If there is something, it's like, I have a solution for you.
Yeah.
Like, I can be like, Landon, I could build a website for that.
Yeah.
And then we just like move past it.
Yeah.
But it's not like the time to like, we're trying to be intentional about not like, don't sell to each other during that time, because we want people to be vulnerable. And then I thought about like
providing value in that very specific way to each other.
But I thought about the cameras.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I don't want to do cameras, but I do want to record it. Like I want to put an audio,
just
not to produce that, not to do anything, just
for the notes.
Yeah. So like, we'll just record it. I'll throw it into chat. Chat will give us a summary. We'll send it to everybody that was in the meeting.
You don't have, here's the thing. I just automated that exact thing.
Yeah.
On make.com. I just automated, watch this Google Drive folder when an audio file drops in here or a text file drops in here, because sometimes the audio file is like a 2-hour meeting and it hits the
transcription limit.
When that happens, I want you to download it, transcribe it. Let me think through the whole process. And then write me a to-do list, write me meeting notes in a Google Doc on my Drive, include a summary and the to-do list, and then draft me an email, put that in my Gmail drafts. So all I have to do is go into my drafts and like do that. And then also connect it to Asana. I haven't figured out the Asana part yet.
Well, that's probably pretty easy.
There has to be a way to just like say, this to-do list, like make each of these things, like there has to be a way to format that. I haven't figured it out yet. It took me like 4 or 5 hours to figure all of that out. But once you figure it out, like that one time 4 or 5 hour thing helps me, because I know I do that consistently. And if I just recorded every meeting, pop that file into this Google Drive folder, I know in an hour I'm going to be able to shoot off an email. Like that.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that's on top of that I watched this, Tony Robbins had like this AI Advantage Summit thing.
Interesting.
So they're talking about AI and how to use it in very specific ways. And it was basically a 3-day webinar that was an upsell into this community and like all of that. It was a sales thing. But they were talking about how people are using AI to generate a clone of themselves to do VSLs, a follow-up email that has a video in there that said, hey, thanks for submitting a form. I'm Landon's clone, and I just wanted to say, like, I also love the Texas Rangers, and I think it'd be cool if we got to work together on your very specific project. And it, like, uses a very specific context from the form.
Yeah.
And, like, 2 minutes later, they get a video of your clone saying that, and, like, it's very clearly a clone.
Yeah.
Like, you're not trying to trick them that you, like, took the time to do that. But it's personable, and it gives them an idea of, like, who you are. It's like, that's all tech I want to explore so badly.
I think I have a client that wants that, and they have the money to spend on it. We just have to pitch it.
I would love to.
This is something I was thinking about this morning with Todoist. So I use Todoist. not Asana.
Yeah.
I use Asana for one thing. I use Todoist because I'm just like very much have used Todoist for 8 years or something.
I think Todoist is better, to be honest. I just have used Asana. It's like you're just in an ecosystem.
And it's one of the things that I have it doing is when I complete a task, it puts it in a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And that way, when it's in the spreadsheet at the end of the month, I can go, well, this is how much like I need to bill this person for or whatever. Mm-hmm. So it's like gives me good notes of what I did. So I've funneled everything to Todoist, which was a problem when AWS crashed.
Everything's a problem when AWS crashed.
And so it was like,
a problem
it was just like, whatever. Like preppers are like, oh, we got to have all this stuff. I'm like, cool, but my Vivant stops filling.
Yeah.
And I'm just done. Like, I'm not going to make it.
Yeah.
So it's okay. But like, that's my fun. Like the funnel goes all the way to Todoist, and then from Todoist is like whatever I need. So like I made it where if I star something in Gmail and say save it for later, it every 5 minutes just looks and puts it in Todoist. And Jim and I wrote that as an app script in Google Workspace. And so it said if I did it,
spreadsheets that way.
It said if I did it more than 5 minutes, that I would probably like overwhelm like my free whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, 5 minutes is fine. Because usually I'm swiping that stuff for later anyway.
1 hour would.
Then it already shows up in my inbox, and it's great. Or my inbox in Todoist. So I have all this stuff, but like, then I'm like, what I want to do is I want to figure out a way when I check the box that I did something for Bradley. At the end of the day, it just sends Bradley an email that says, hey,
here's what I did for you.
This is what I did for you today. So like one of my biggest clients is Jason from Peasant Village. And he runs me like as a consultant and as an
operator,
COO.
Yeah.
But also I get paid a salary, right? Like I get paid every week for helping. Like I don't track my time very well with him.
It's more of a retainer.
Yeah. And it's great because it's kind of like, we know like if I go above and beyond, like it's a thing.
That's salary.
But like we've kind of said like, these are the things I handle and then like, and other duties. Right. And it's like, but what I would like is when I check those boxes at the end of the day, Jason gets an email that says, here's a summary of what I've done for you today. Like, because I don't think he realizes it sometimes.
Yeah.
And not that I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
We talk on the phone all the time. Like he's my friend, but like, I don't think some of my clients realize what I'm doing for them some of the times. And if I could create a process in Make or in something that creates that system, I think it would be really good.
Well, and that's a lot of that transparency and like people knowing what you do. And like there's a level of, even when I'm like talking to Lauren, my wife, about what I do, like I dumb it down because I'm like, oh yeah, like whatever. I talked to this person who's a lead, like we are probably starting work next month or something. But to say like, oh, I edited a podcast, it's like, there's so much that goes into that. Now AI is helping me do it faster.
Yeah.
But still, like, there's a certain level of quality, and like the production and the pre-production all matters so much. Like, there's so much that goes into doing that. But when you've done 200 or 300 of them, it's just another.
Yeah.
I could probably edit a podcast for $50.
But should you?
No.
Yeah.
No. You should have like. It should be worth more than just the time you put into it. Should I be punished for working faster and being better at my job? No. I mean, like, that's why I have kind of like packaged prices instead of like hourly rates.
Yeah. Something I just need to look at with Todoist is like, say you have me do an hour worth of work for you. I'll like put in there, I'll put like 1 hour at the end of the task and then just check the box. But like, I kind of want it not to track it for me. Cause like I never want to bill people like, if it took me 4 hours to do something, but I also did 1,000 other things while I was doing that, I'll like bill them for an hour.
Or you did like 2 hours of research and you're like, the research was a deficiency on my part. So I wanted to make sure that I'm doing this right and doing a really good job. Like, it's hard to say, oh, I spent 4 hours on this. It's like, No,
No.
I was working on it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like sitting down and like actually
Yeah.
like working on it.
And so like to hit a time clock is not helpful.
Yeah.
But what I would like is like a better way to, when I finish a task, to like assign it that it was like a certain amount of time or something. But I also don't want it to be so invasive that it's like every time I don't want to pop up going, like I check it and then they go, how long did this take? And I have to type it in. It's like, that sucks too. It would help me. It might help me figure out like what I'm wasting time on. But like all of that to say, like I do all this different stuff for Jason.
Yeah.
And then guess what I did last night and this morning?
What?
I went to PV Deli and I washed the windows.
I know. I was going to bring that up, dude.
Like
it's like that's and other duties.
I like scraped off all the stickers on the front. Even there was like, so he has this cartoon of himself and it says like, want a sandwich? And then the next thing is like, it says next. It's a bubble, but the next is really like in the bubble weird because it used to say like a bad word and then next. And so it like always, I hate how it looks. So I like took the X-Acto knife and cut off that part and just tore it off. I was like, well, we don't need that.
Yeah.
It just says want a sandwich now.
Yeah.
And we didn't need the rest of that is unnecessary.
Yeah.
Anyway, tear everything off. And I scrape everything off and I put up the new stick. I bought these like 8.5 by 11 sticker sheets that you can print on that are clear.
Yeah.
And so I put them up and I think they'll be fine.
You put them on the outside or the
Put
inside?
on the outside.
Yeah.
And then I pulled out my Peasant Village keys and put them in the door and it didn't unlock. And I was like, oh, these are Peasant Village keys, not PV Deli keys. Whoops. And I put them back in my pocket and then I had to go over there this morning while they were prepping and clean the inside of the windows. But I was like,
that's funny.
Get these all nice and clean, you know, and I'm like, it looks really nice right now.
Yeah.
It won't look nice in a couple days. Throw something else up there but
dude, my heart rate's still going down. I thought I got that. I forgot about our shoot and I was like, I swear.
I'm almost done, right?
We're almost done. Okay, well, I think that's really fun, like in the weeds of like automation and trying to figure out how to systematize different businesses and stuff, and like what we're learning and kind of exploring there. So I definitely think all of that is valuable and helpful for people to kind of like see what's possible. This won't be the last time that we record something because we're always wanting to do more podcasting, but
because we didn't talk about the Chamber or the Conjo Cadre or ASU or the Whiskey Collective.
Like, that's why I wanted to give you a second to pitch a couple things or like just say, I'm doing this, this, and this, and kind of go from there.
Oh, I like that. At the end of podcast I listen to, it's Tom Scott and Lateral. They give you like, it's a game show.
Oh, okay.
And it's like,
that's fun.
They give you like this like phrase is like, and why would this be? And then you have to figure it out. Like they're like, well, why would like all these pieces? And then they finally are like, oh, it's this. And like they finally figure it out. But it's like they usually do like three in an episode, but at the very end, and he goes, and so let us know where we can find you and what you're up to. And then he just kind of goes, lets people talk a little bit. So Whiskey Collective is coming up, or Whiskey Collective Christmas Party is coming up.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal. The way the Whiskey Collective started is we had a lot of people were posting on Facebook a pyramid scheme for whiskey. Hey, ask 6 of your friends to buy you a bottle of whiskey and then tell them to buy everybody else a bottle of whiskey, and you only have to buy me 1 bottle of whiskey, right? So like you get 6, and I'm like, that's a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
That's not like that screws someone.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, we're just going to do a 1-to-1 bottle exchange.
Yeah.
And now even to this day, like if I see someone in the Whiskey Collective post one of those, I like call them on it.
Yeah.
Like I will text them and I will put in a comment and be like, why don't you come to this instead of trying to scam people?
Yeah.
And so we'd get together and just like, well, the first year we did it like a video because it was COVID. And like everybody just dropped off whiskey with me and trusted that I would get it to people. And then the next year we did it with video again because it was still COVID. And then the next year we got together. And we got together downstairs around that outside of the conference room area. And it was great. And one of our city councilmen, Harry, he was like, we should do this more often. And we had been talking about it, me and Chandler. And finally we were just like, okay, let's do it. So we just reached out to distilleries and they partner with us. And they've been doing it for years now. And there's not like an end in sight because I'm at least 4 months out right now. Have a bunch of emails that I'm waiting for.
And you just had Belt Buckle Distillery on, and West Texas whiskey is kind of a growing market because of the shorter turnaround time, just because of the environment, right?
All of Texas whiskey like ages faster than Kentucky whiskey and like especially like Scottish and Irish whiskey. So like those the temperature doesn't fluctuate enough.
Angel share, right?
Yeah. So you lose more, but you can make it faster.
Yeah, it's a good trade-off.
And so, but we do all that because of the Christmas deal. And so we do a 1-to-1 exchange. It's the Saturday between Christmas and New Year's. And like all you have to do is bring a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
And we have snacks and drinks and fun. And then we do a big exchange, like white elephant style, and have a good time.
Nice.
And so that one's kind of open to the public. Like anybody can come to that.
Anybody can bring a bottle of whiskey and put it in
and leave a bottle of whiskey. So we have 3 different tiers, and like had chat come up with like clever tier names this year. But it's like if you're under $61 or something, it's like that's one tier.
Yeah.
And then like 61 to 101, and then 101 and up. Like that way you don't show up with a bottle of Jack and end up with a really nice bottle of Buffalo Trace or something.
Right.
And so I did write a custom GPT that pulls financial data for whiskey bottles because we wanted it to, like, you can buy a whiskey bottle for as much as you want. It's like art, right? Like, you can spend as much money as you want. That doesn't mean it's worth that. Although
apparently the value you receive in exchange for a much higher price,
that's
apparently there. But value is a different thing.
We wanted it to be an even clean slate, because even if you buy something from Pinky's or something from Lone Star, you're going to pay different.
Yeah.
If you buy something in Austin at Specs, you're going to pay different. Like, so I said I wanted chat to give me the price. So like when someone shows up, we're just going to type in what whiskey it is, or take a picture of the whiskey.
Just take a picture of it,
and it will tell us which category it is.
That's great. I feel like if you could do the little video light thing, the photo booth thing, but it's just like you hold up the whiskey, and it could like capture it that way. That would be it's unnecessary, but that would be kind of cool.
I've put in a note somewhere that it says like, use the spinny table for bottle content.
Yeah.
So like we could do that where every single bottle let's do this. Every single bottle at Christmas, when they show up, we'll just do a quick video, a quick spin around video or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then that'll be cool to have. But like while we're doing that, we can just snap a quick picture and do it to chat. I don't know. That seems fun. Mm-hmm. So maybe we should do that after.
I mean, you could do a bag instead of wrapping it. Gift bag.
I think most people will do that anyway.
Yeah.
But so I think that'll be good. But the biggest thing about Whiskey Collective are the lanterns around town. So we have 8 lanterns around town. I think 7 or 8 lanterns around town at different locations. Just keep an eye out for those lanterns. They have a QR code on the side of them, but they also have little menu things if you just ask about it. You can scan it and check in at those locations. And starting in January, we're gamifying Whiskey Collective. So like our members and non-members and bartenders. So like there's 3 categories. We're just gamifying it. Traveling, like attending events, showing up, helping, doing like all kinds of different things. We'll get you different points. And then once those points are like, we're going to figure out what to do with those points. Some of our partners and just say, hey, give gift cards or bottles or drinks or something. And I think it's going to be really good. And we'll do drawings and things like that. So keep an eye out for those. And then
that's really interesting way. That's like another like fun community thing to do to get people into the city, like around to different restaurants and places.
Yeah.
and like even places that I'm sure they go to all the time as well. But like getting, instead of it just being a collective where like everybody comes here and like that's it. It's like it's also like we're out in the community and doing stuff and like being visible in the community, which is cool. So I'm hoping that, I mean, it'd be cool if it boosts membership a little bit too, because people are seeing that more. But you're also expanding into Sundays for the whiskey.
Yeah. So in February, we'll start on the last Thursday of the month, the last non-holiday Thursday of the month, skip a Sunday, and then the next Sunday.
I would just say the first Sunday and then keep the first Sunday consistent.
Well, maybe. We don't want to do that. I'm blaming it on production, but it's not.
Yeah.
If you're going on a trip and are going to miss Thursday, you are likely also going to miss Sunday.
No, I'm saying, okay, so if it's the last Thursday of the month, the next Sunday, so like say it's always the second Sunday. Though if you miss, like if your Thursday gets boosted up to the week before.
Oh, so it like just
it can
misses
still always be
another
the second Sunday of the month.
gap between them. That's a good idea.
At the expense of it being a little bit behind the holiday Thursdays, it gives you the consistency to be able to always say the second Sunday of the month.
I think that's a good idea.
Like that would simplify at least the language there.
That's a really good idea because there's no reason like that delay can't be bigger.
Well, thanks for hopping on for a little bit. We'll do this again. Obviously, I'm going to try to marathon this space because it's very cool. But real quick, before you go, tell people where they can find you on like social media and stuff.
You can find me at sethlife.com and Seth Chomout on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. I need to work on LinkedIn. Cool. Thanks.
Okay.
Appreciate it, man.
Thanks.